All right, y'all, let's get into it. Is yoga demonic? Is yoga demonic? That's why you clicked. You want to know. Short answer, no, it is not demonic. Hey, what's up, everyone? It is your favorite nurse yogi, Lesline, and I just want to clear the air because I have been seeing this question circulating online about is yoga demonic? And I actually have a friend, shout out to Sanjoria. I'm going to try my best to link her video below. She explains beautifully like why yoga is not a religious practice. And I really appreciate her just, clearing the air. And then I also had somebody recently ask me, is yoga demonic? Because they keep seeing videos in their algorithm saying that it is. So I had a conversation with that person. I was like, girl, no, it's not. And she's like, okay, because I felt like that's correct. It isn't. And like, I know that yoga's help people. So like, why are people saying this? And there's a lot of misinformation across every industry, it seems like. And as a registered nurse with 12 years of experience, it is my duty to educate you, give you evidence-based information to dispel, is that the word? Debunk yoga being demonic. Because it literally, yoga, the practice, transformed my life. Yoga, evidence-based talk-wise, with the nurse hat on, that's why we have the glasses. Yoga will help with the following. Yoga can help reduce your blood pressure. Yoga can help relieve your back pain. A lot of people suffer from lower back pain, and there are certain yoga classes you can take that will help relieve your back pain. So if you are somebody that's like, I don't want to take a pill, what else are we doing? And yoga can be one of those things. I will also say this before you go in the comments, and I don't want to project, but just think, and I want to make sure. This is important. Before you go in the comments saying something sideways, have you drank water? Have you drank one glass of water today? Have you pooped? Like, have you had a bowel movement today? Have you eaten a colorful fruit? Have you eaten a cruciferous vegetable? Okay, my patwa coming out there, right? And have you moved your body? I think if you've done those 5 things today, you can give me a thoughtful comment. You can, because I know then you're level-headed. But if you have not done all 5 things, drink water, eat a cruciferous vegetable, eat a colorful fruit, move your body, whatever else, like if you have not done those 4 to 5 things, sorry. And I know my thing's public, so people will say whatever they want to say, but let's get to the point. I have a script. So I just want to answer honestly. I don't want to fearmonger because I know what it's like growing up in a Christian household with a Jamaican praying grandmother. I am so thankful for that lady. When I tell you I know I am covered in Jesus' name, I do know that. But at the same time, there is a lot of judgment that I have had to just, I've had to release. I've had to work through in therapy. I've had to work through with a life coach, okay? I've had to journal. I've had to cry. I've had to do all of these things to be here today because I was so scared. I was so scared, terrified to make this video. And yesterday when I got the question and I was like, I gotta make a video. And I was like, And then today it came up again. And I was like in my head and I was like, okay. Got it. Let me make the video, right? Because I'm always going to be here sharing my experience as a registered nurse, a yoga instructor. That's always why I'm going to be here. Just sharing my experience and what has helped me and what is clinically backed. Okay. So yes, yoga has cultural and spiritual roots. That is correct. So let me just give you a brief history. I am not a historian. I may look smart, and I am smart, but I'm not a historian. So yoga, a lot of people know that yoga did start in India. In India, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they typically practice Hinduism, right? They practice Hinduism, and they also practice yoga. And this part might not be fully accurate. I always meant to say that if I'm not fully, vetting this, but know that they do those 2 things, right? So they practice Hinduism and they practice yoga. Then yoga also has roots in Africa, specifically in Egypt, where they practiced Kemetic yoga thousands upon thousands of years ago. We could argue and say they were happening simultaneously, right? But, we didn't have social media then. But there are roots in Africa and there are roots in India. I actually had a yoga mentor, shout out to Angie Franklin, who is she specializes in Kemetic yoga. So some of the training that I got from her, just as how to be a yoga teacher business-wise, she did also like give us some history on Kemetic yoga. So I know very high level of it, but just quickly, in Egypt, they have the pyramids, and on the pyramids they're doing those different poses. So those poses that they're doing on the pyramids, those are the poses that you're doing in a Kemetic yoga class. And I have also taken a Kemetic yoga class with Angie virtually, where I can tell it is slightly different than Vinyasa yoga, which is what I was certified in, which Vinyasa yoga is started in India. Okay, and Vinyasa yoga is what we have over here on the Western side, which has become very commercialized. People think that you have to be standing on your head, you have to be vegan. Those are the main two things I get all the time when I tell people I'm a yoga teacher. I am not vegan. I can stand on my head, but you don't need to do those things to practice yoga. That's like the biggest thing I want to clarify. So movement, that's why I practice yoga. It's for movement, because I also have been practicing yoga since 2009, okay? So in 2009, I took a Bikram hot yoga class, okay? And I got hooked. I did. And it was because of the feeling that I got, the feeling of just feeling good in my body. Up until 2009, I did not feel rooted, grounded in my own body. I was just existing, okay? And so once I got that feeling, I was a fiend for it, okay? Got a membership, everything. Fast forward to 2016, after me and my husband got married, we tried to have kids, and unfortunately, we had a miscarriage. It was in that really traumatic moment for me that I came back to my yoga practice. So you're going to notice there's a theme, because the story continues. I came back to my yoga practice, started going back to a yoga studio again, just so I can get that feeling of feeling good, rooted, grounded in my body like I did in 2009. So that was 2016. Fast forward again, 2020, I had 2 kids now under the age of 1 year. Okay, so my kids are 18 months apart. It was the pandemic. It was a lot going on. I had suicidal thoughts. I also had thoughts of wanting to harm my youngest. In that moment, I did seek a therapist. I did not harm myself. I did not harm my child, but I did seek out a therapist and a life coach. And within that transformation for me, I also got the opportunity to get certified as a yoga teacher and got a full ride scholarship to become certified as a 200-hour yoga teacher. Okay, so now you have a little backing, right? And the reason I wanted to become certified as a yoga teacher is because, let's go again, back to 2009. I was like, how? When anytime I'm at my lowest low, how does yoga make me feel so good? How does it always pick me up? How, Sway? Like, how? So I was like, I'm a freaking nerd. That's why I got the glasses on today. I was like, I need the paperwork. I need the paperwork to see, like, what is it, right? Because I'm also a nurse. So I went through nursing school too. So, like, put all that together. I'm like, I need to also, like, learn how this makes me feel so good. And so within that is my story and why I'm so passionate. And this is going to be a long, video. But yoga is a tool, and intention matters. I'm looking down because I have a script because I'm trying to say concise. But yoga is a tool. I only use it as a tool. You notice I said I was sad. I then was like, I need to move my body. This is something I innately know how to do because of how I was raised. My dad is very active. He instilled that in me. It is a part of my DNA, my genetic makeup, to know that I need to move my body, right? And I know a lot of people, they don't have that genetically in them. And that's why I created my whole 12-week health program, which you can check out down below, right? So knowing that, what is the reason that you are choosing to move your body, right? Are you choosing to move your body because you saw somebody else doing it and it's trending? Or are you choosing to move your body because your doctor, said, hey, you really stressed out? Go do some yoga. Because I hear that so many times from my clients, right? Or is it like, what is the reason, right? Because I can only speak for me. I can only speak for me. God knows my heart, right? And if God knows your heart and knows your intention as to why you're doing something and it feels good to you, do it. But if it doesn't feel good, I feel like I said this already, but this is take like 3 of recording. If it feels good, do it. If it doesn't, don't. This is not a video to convince you. This is not a video to convict you. This is not that. This is just strictly sharing my experience and educating you on yoga. Okay, so yoga is not worship. It is a practice. So people say, oh yeah, when you do this or you put your hands up, like, what? I don't believe in that. Yoga, as you practice it, it is movement and breath and awareness. So there is something, I'm going to nerd out a little bit, called proprioception. Proprioception. A lot of people do not have, which is body awareness. Like, do you have awareness of where your body is in space, in time? Like, I know right now that there is a notebook right here. I know that my phone is right here and my water is over here, right? Some people, they'll be like, la, 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 and just hit the book. Like they're not aware. Oh gosh, now I hit all this stuff. But what I'm getting at is yoga helps you with proprioception. Some will call proprioception your sixth sense, okay? And the more you practice yoga, the more you are just aware. You're just aware of your surroundings. So that's safety. Like, I want you to be safe, just saying. So that is one of the aspects of why I like to practice yoga, because as you age as well, these type of senses can decrease if you're not sharpening them, okay? I don't chant, because that's something else too. I don't chant. Yes, I have been in classes where we do like the most is the but that is also, that also look into humming. That helps relax your nervous system. I'm not calling on to any deity. I'm not calling on to a god. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just, or if you're like, you notice how you feel relaxed. Like, try that now. It just like relaxes you. That is a somatic exercise, if you will. Okay, so it's not chanting. I don't do the chanting to call on to anything. I don't. Let's stop talking. So stretching my body and breathing intentionally is not worship. My heart decides what I worship, and I worship God. I worship God. That's it, okay? I practice yoga for mental health, and it brought me clarity. We kind of talked on this, but I'm just going to continue staying on the outline. Yoga helped me regulate my anxiety, my postpartum depression, overwhelm. It brought mental clarity, helped me hear myself, slow down, and make aligned decisions. The clarity didn't pull me away from God. It actually brought me really close to Him. During the pandemic, when a lot of people, and me too, it was a hard time, but two things can be true. It was a really hard time, but I was cocooning like a butterfly, like the worm. I was cocooning at that time, and now I'm blooming. Like, the pandemic really helped me, and it just helped me like hear my own thoughts, hear what God was trying to tell me. It helped me lock into my purpose. And I'm not saying yoga is a cure. I'm saying that it is a supportive tool. Okay, so yoga is not a cure. It is not a cure. It is a supportive tool that I use to help me keep mental clarity, to help me stay aligned with what God wants me to do in this life. The last point is nervous system regulation is healthcare, especially for Black women. So we kind of touched on that already, but I want to emphasize this. Many people live with chronically dysregulated nervous systems and they don't know it. Like, especially as a Black woman, I can only speak for me as a Black woman, but we live in so much stress that, and I have seen this firsthand when I tell somebody like, okay, relax. Like, you came to this yoga class and all you got to do is relax. They looking around, they're kind of like fidgety, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying that's completely fine. But it's like you feel so uncomfortable sitting in the stillness because you weren't taught how to be still. And I teach you how to do that. So things such as, and it's not your fault. So things such as stress, racism, caregiving, postpartum strain, all compound why you feel this way. So it's completely valid. Yoga helps people feel what calm actually is. Yoga doesn't cure disease, but it can support the body in coming out of constant survival mode. okay, which will then help with increasing better pregnancy outcomes, having babies that are more full term. I, right now at this time, work for NICU insurance stuff, and I see so many babies on, like, clinically on the screen that are being born at 25 weeks, 29 weeks. Some of them don't make it. And a lot of the times when these babies are coming out prematurely, it is because the mom did not take care of herself, or she had a pre-existing condition, something genetically, right? Like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes. These are diseases that are predominantly do affect Black people that the mom did not treat before she had a baby. So of course it is going to flare up when she is creating life, because your body is in overdrive, right? And I find it so interesting how I don't feel like there's that connection. We just unfortunately hear the end. We hear the end of the person gone, right? Of the mom gone. But it's like, this is not me being, because let me just get it out. More Black women, and this is why I teach yoga, need to take care of themselves before they decide to lay up with somebody and have a kid. More of us need to take care of ourselves. Learn, how do we take care of ourselves before we bring life into this world? Okay, so let's just bring this home because this is long. Yoga is a tool, okay? It is a tool, a supportive tool. Your intention matters as to why you're practicing it, right? You are allowed to choose practices that support your health and your faith, okay? I truly believe that. And peace is not demonic. Like, I don't know. Why? And Doechii, oh my gosh, Doechii, her latest song, she brings this up too, and it struck a chord for me. It struck a chord because it's like, why every time a Black woman finds happiness, finds joy, finds peace, we want to say it's demonic? Why? Like, make it make sense. I found something that brought me closer to God, has given me peace, has actually helped me put good in the world and inspired people to take up space, to be more confident. So, like, why would you say that to somebody? You know, it does hurt my feelings. I'm just going to keep it really real. It does hurt my feelings, and I'd be sensitive about my shit. I'd be sensitive about my art. My business is art in a sense. How I think of it is like, I am sharing really vulnerable things with you when I teach my yoga classes. If you've been in a yoga class with me, if you've heard me speak, I share very vulnerable things with you. And the only way I'm able to share these vulnerable moments with you is because I have a container, which is my yoga practice, right? Being on that yoga mat, doing these heart openers where I'm physically opening up my heart, will break you. It will break you in the best way. All right, let's wrap this up because but if you're really here and you know. All right, so yoga is not worship. It is not demonic. And yeah, think before you comment. Make sure you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're wanting to get more into your yoga practice for your physical and mental health, I will leave all my information down below. I have plenty of yoga classes that can jumpstart your yoga journey as well as your health journey. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.